At team building, I had to share a room with my rival. She said, "One bed, don't make it awkward." I thought the company team building retreat would be boring. A few trust exercises, awkward conversations, and fake smiles. But everything changed the moment the hotel receptionist looked up and said, "I'm sorry, we only have one room left for the two of you." The two of us. Me and the one coworker who couldn't stand me. She folded her arms, looked me straight in the eyes, and sighed. "One bed, don't make it awkward." I laughed, but something about the way she said it made me realize this weekend wasn't going to be about work at all. It was about a secret neither of us was ready to admit. I never imagined my biggest rival would become the person I understood the most. My name is Ethan, and for almost 2 years, Olivia and I competed over everything at work. Sales numbers, presentations, promotions. If I won Employee of the Month, she'd beat me the next month. If she impressed the manager, I'd spend weeks trying to outdo her. Everyone in the office joked that we'd eventually kill each other before either of us quit. Honestly, I believed it. She was brilliant, confident, annoyingly calm, always one step ahead. So when our company announced a weekend team-building retreat in the mountains, I planned to stay as far away from Olivia as possible. That plan lasted exactly 30 seconds. The hotel had made a booking mistake. Too many employees, not enough rooms. The receptionist apologized over and over before saying the sentence that ruined my weekend. "I'm afraid you'll have to share one room." I looked at the list. My name, Olivia's name, same room. Before I could protest, Olivia grabbed the key card. "Come on," she said. "We're adults." Inside the room was one king-size bed. One. She stared at it, then looked at me with the smallest smile. "One bed," she shrugged. "Don't make it awkward." I almost laughed. "You're the one making it awkward." She tossed a pillow at me. I call the left side. That first evening was painfully uncomfortable. We argued over the thermostat, the TV remote, who got the bathroom first, even which side of the closet belonged to whom. It felt exactly like working together. Constant competition, constant sarcasm. The silence became heavier than the arguments. Finally she spoke. "Can I ask you something?" I sighed. "Depends. Do you actually hate me?" The question surprised me. I turned toward the ceiling. "I don't hate you. I just thought you hated me." She laughed quietly. "I thought the same about you." Everything became strangely peaceful. The next morning, our teams were sent into the forest for a survival challenge. Build a shelter, cross a river, find checkpoints. Of course, Olivia and I were paired together. At first, we kept arguing. Then something unexpected happened. She slipped while climbing over wet rocks. Without thinking, I grabbed her hand before she fell. She looked at me differently after that. Not like a rival. Like someone she could trust. Later, we sat beside a small lake during lunch. She stared at the water. "You know why I always compete with you?" I shook my head. "My dad." "What about him?" "He always compared me to everyone else. Nothing I did was ever enough. So when you joined the company, I promised myself I'd never let you beat me." I stayed quiet, then admitted something I'd never told anyone. My father was exactly the opposite. He expected nothing from me. So every promotion, every compliment, every achievement, I kept chasing them because I wanted someone to finally be proud of me. Neither of us was pretending to be strong. That afternoon, the rain started. Heavy, cold. Everyone rushed toward the cabins. Olivia and I got completely soaked. Back in our room, she started laughing. "What? You look terrible." "So do you." We laughed harder. The tension we'd carried for 2 years disappeared in minutes. That evening, we ordered pizza instead of joining the company dinner. We talked for hours, not about work, about childhood, dreams, failures, family, favorite movies, travel plans. It felt strangely easy. Around midnight, the power went out. The room became completely dark. Thunder echoed outside. "I hate storms," Olivia whispered. "You?" She nodded. "When I was little, my mom would sit beside me until I fell asleep." She looked embarrassed after admitting it. Without thinking, I handed her the extra blanket. She smiled. "Thanks." No sarcasm, no competition, just gratitude. The next morning, the final activity was announced. Every team had to give a presentation about what they'd learned from their partner. I expected Olivia to roast me in front of everyone. Instead, she stood on stage and said, "When I first met Ethan, I thought confidence came naturally to him. This weekend I learned confidence sometimes hides insecurity, and kindness often hides behind sarcasm." The room became completely silent. Then she looked at me. I judged him without knowing him, and I was wrong. When it was my turn, I took a deep breath. I spent 2 years trying to beat Olivia, but after spending one weekend together, I realized she wasn't my competition. She was someone carrying pressures I never understood. I wish I'd tried being her friend much sooner. People applauded. Some coworkers even looked emotional. On the bus ride home, Olivia sat beside me instead of across the aisle. Neither of us spoke much. We didn't need to. Back at the office, everyone expected us to continue our rivalry. Instead, we started helping each other, sharing ideas, reviewing presentations, celebrating each other's successes. People thought we'd become boring. The truth? We'd become a team. A few months later, the company announced a promotion. Only one position. Everyone assumed Olivia and I would compete again. Instead, she walked into the manager's office and recommended me. When I found out, I couldn't believe it. I confronted her. "Why?" "Because you'll do a great job. You deserved it." A week later, I recommended her to lead another department that matched her strengths perfectly. We both got promoted. Different roles, same respect. One evening after work, we passed the little cafe across the street. She stopped walking. "You know, if the hotel had given us 2 separate rooms, we'd probably still hate each other." I laughed. "Probably." She looked at me with the same smile she'd had that first night. "One bed." She nudged my shoulder. "Guess it wasn't that awkward after all." I smiled. "No, it was the best mistake that ever happened to us." Sometimes life doesn't change because of grand speeches or dramatic moments. Sometimes it changes because of a hotel booking error. One uncomfortable room, and one simple sentence.